What up, G Life? It's your boy, it's Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and go ahead and check out the playlist where I have all the videos in their own folders. Makes the video you're looking for a lot easier. You know, I have all the reactions together, all the G series together, all of that. You know what I mean? Now, what I wanted to talk about today is something that I was asked, and I get asked a lot in the comments, and that I see a lot. You know, it's gangsters' pride in his barrio, right? Why gangsters love the hood or do what they do was, you know, one of the reasons. Because a lot of people don't understand, and they actually make a bunch of comments like, they're stupid, it makes no sense, I don't understand, these lands don't belong to them, etc., etc. The thing is that all these people do understand. You know what I mean? All these people do understand why we do what we do. They get all of that. They just think that they don't. And now, how so? Simple. A gangster's pride in his barrio is the same to as everybody is proud of where they come from, right? Everyone's proud of their hometown, proud of their cities, proud of their area codes, proud of the, state that they're from. I see it all the time when people put, like, represent where you're from. Everyone's proud to be from the city that they're from. If anybody insults your city, people be defending their cities. They get irritated, they get angry. Even though they're not gang affiliated, the city don't belong to these people. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're over here. That's why you see them in council meetings and town meetings. Even if they do own a home right there, the city does not belong to them, neither does the street. Yet they want to act like it does. You get what I'm saying? This is my street. No, I have to protect this neighborhood. It's my neighborhood. I have to report this. It's my neighborhood. I have to clean this up because it's my neighborhood. It's not your neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? Just like how they tell us, you don't own all of this motherfucker right here. You don't. It's not yours. But you see that pride that they have. Of course people have pride. It's normal for people to have pride. And it doesn't only happen with city, states, and everything. It happens with football team, baseball teams, basketball team, and with any sport. That's why every time you see, where they show like a sport event, you see people fighting. What are they fighting for? They act like those teams are theirs. They're mad because the other person insulted the team. Since when is that team yours? It's not your team. We get it. That's the team that you go for and everything, but you don't own the goddamn team. Same when people fight over a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Them human beings don't belong to you. Even if you are a couple, they physically do not belong to you. So you can understand where gang members put their pride in, because every human being does it. Some people even defend music, artists, bands, movies. And you see PlayStation or Xbox, and you see them throwing putazos and fighting and all of that. No Xbox does, no PlayStation does, and they're over here arguing and bickering and picking sides, and even with comic books like Marvel and DC. So people understand why gang members do what they do, because every human being puts their pride into something. That's just how we do, that's just the way humanity is with our emotions. Whatever we put our emotions into, we'll defend it and represent it and hold it down with honor. Now, yes, it's true that all these other things don't come with the amount of violence or stuff that gangbanging does. Understand that I'm not here to justify it. I'm not justifying it because it is wrong and stupid like that. You get nothing out of it. It's better to stay in school. But what I'm saying is that people understand why they put the pride and everything like that into that. You know what I mean? And why we chose to put our pride into that. Every gang member is different. Their story, you would have to get to know them and for them to tell their tale on what steered them down that road. Because something when they were younger, some events or along with attached with emotions, drove them towards the streets. It's not that if they had a good family in a good household and they were in a gang infested area, they would not become gang members. They would respect their parents' feelings, thoughts, and all of that. We love our parents, yes we do, but when we were children, we felt like we just didn't belong. A lot of people forget the emotions that we felt when we were a child. It's not the same ones that we have now. They're different. I think once people get to tell the stories and they dive into their background, they start realizing all the feelings that they felt before. It's just been so long that people just forget about them. But once you start remembering, then you start realizing why you chose to be the way you were. You know what I mean? Especially as a child, emotions is just something hard to deal with. Most parents don't want to understand or get to understand or feel like they don't have to. They're the parents. The thing is that you have to understand your child. You have to show some kind of compassion. You're the parent. You're supposed to guide them. Even when they don't want to talk, you shouldn't give up. You should try to help. Try to find what's wrong, and try to explain why things are the way that they are. When you feel like you don't have to give an answer to a child or they should know or whatever, a million things go through a child's head, even though they should know that you love them and you're there for them and everything like that. It's not so easy. It needs to be heard. It needs to be shown. You know what I mean? Especially when a child, like I said, that's a time when we're dealing with a bunch of new emotions and hormones and everything like that we're not used to. So most adolescents and youth, they're confused. Common sense is not so simple as it is to an adult as it is to someone that's younger. But people don't want to realize that, or don't even take that into consideration, or be like, fuck that. Like, all right, fuck that. So when your child does, look for the streets for comfort, remember, it's fuck that. You can't even be bitching. Remember, like you said, fuck that. Ain't got time for that, homie. I'm trying to watch or do or read or gossip on, or be on Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You know what I mean? You need to be a parent. When you're a parent, you need to be a parent. Your time is over, my boy. No, this ain't about you now. It's about them, homie. You're the teacher now. It's your job to guide them. It's not like I'm trying to watch the fight, or I'm trying to go out with my friends, or I'm trying to read all my emails and messages on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever the fuck, or you gotta do your next twerking or chugging a beer video. No, ni madres. It's time to be a parent. You know what I mean? It's time for you to invest your time in your child. Like I said, that goes with everything: homework, schoolwork, anything like that. You should be able to tell that there's something wrong with your kid. You should. When you're not able to tell, that's because you're not in your child's life, that you can't even tell if your kid is upset or not upset. You know what I mean? When there's something wrong with your kid, you should off the bat already know, hey, well, there's something wrong. Hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? And of course, it's hard to get it out of them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta play detective or whatever, but that's your child. You gotta be, I know it makes it seem like they don't want the help, but they do want the help. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just that they're going through a time and phase where there's a bunch of emotions that they don't even know how to control. They don't know if they should be upset, angry, happy. They're all over the place. That is what it is to be a youth. You know what I mean? Your job is to have patience and have understanding because of their age. You can't compare your state of mind and thought and everything to that of a child. You know what I mean? It's not that they should have the understanding and they should have the patience. It's you're the adult, not the other way around. So people have to understand that when most gang members, when they make these choices to become from the streets, they are adolescents, they are youths, they are young children. You know what I mean? That feel like they need comfort because they feel like they're not getting it from their household. You know what I mean? They feel like they just don't belong there, or no one understands them there, and they feel more joy, pride, and like a family structure or better feeling in the streets than they do at their household. So you could move your child to an area that is not gang infested, but if the household is still chaotic, yes, he won't become a gang member, but he'll become a drug addict. He'll become a school shooter, a mass murderer, someone that's just violent, constantly, drunk, but he'll turn out into still another, troubled human being. I mean, yeah, it's not in a group sense, but it's still one human being out there causing destruction to himself and to others. So it's still bad in general. Like I said, this is not about the numbers. This is about each individual case. Because like how people say, okay, you'll be satisfied if the number of murders drops down, but there's still murders. No, right? Okay, so entonces like why don't you guys try to fix the problem in general instead of stop worrying about this? Like, oh yeah, but see, the amount of murders is not as high as it is before. Okay, so everyone's cool with that, right? Instead of 12 people dead, there's only one person dead. What if that one person is your child? You still cool with that? Stop worrying about like the dumb shit and get down to the solution. You want to fix the gang problem? It doesn't start by understanding like the gang, and it starts by understanding the individuals. You know what I mean? And it starts by being better parents. It's not about the gang members. The gang members are not taking the children and corrupting them. They're already feeling like out of place. So it's coming from the household. I'm just saying. M Shadow, we out.